main options. One was to put a blockade around Japan and starve the people to death. How do you starve people to death that are already living on 1,000 calories? You can't do it. Then the other two options were drop the atomic weapons or put a full-scale invasion into Japan. The atomic weapons would have resulted in less casualties overall than if the invasion of Japan would have done. And if you ask any GI, ask anybody that was in the service over the Pacific, and they love the atomic bomb and everything. My next door neighbor came over here when he found out what I did at dropping the atomic bomb. And he came over here at 6 o'clock one morning pounding on my door. Says, I just found out what you did. You saved my life. And I says, well, you pound on my door at 6 o'clock again. I won't save it. That's all I can say. But everybody who's in the Pacific at the time will come up to me and say, you saved my life.
Do you regret being on that mission that dropped the first ever atomic bomb?
I regret we ever had to have a mission. I regret every mission I had over Europe and everything of that type. I dropped a lot of bombs over there that killed people and probably killed civilians. But do I regret the atomic mission? I regret we had to do it. There's a fellow here the other day, and what was it? He was saying that the Japanese should apologize to us for making us drop the atomic bomb. That was a new twist on things I've never heard before. But I regret that we had to do it, but I think we had to do it in order to end the war with a minimum.
The biggest impediment to making a nuclear weapon is getting nuclear material.
After years of intensive work shrouded in secrecy, the United States was the first nation to successfully detonate an atomic bomb.
You have to enrich, and then you enrich, and then you enrich, and then you enrich, and then you enrich, and you go through a stream of process of these over and over and over again to get to very high enrichment levels.
Once enriched, the unstable uranium atoms must be kept in separate subcritical masses to make a bomb. To activate the device, a conventional explosive is used as a trigger, rapidly smashing the two masses together. This creates a critical mass and causes a runaway fission chain reaction. As the atoms split, they convert matter into energy, and the explosion is born.
By the winter of 1944, it was clear that strategic bombing was just not working. If Japan was to be bombed into submission, the US would have to come up with something else. So it was that on December the 18th, 1944, America tried a new tactic. 84 B-29s set off from Chengdu for Japanese-occupied Hankow on the Yangtze River. They flew much lower than usual and carried mostly incendiary rather than high-explosive bombs. Hankow was devastating. The raid was more effective than almost any of the previous strategic bombing raids. The US appeared to have found a way forward: firebombing at low altitude. The US bomber commander in the Marianas, General Curtis LeMay, now ordered the systematic firebombing of Japan. It was the same tactic that Britain had employed in Germany. On the evening of March the 9th, 1945, Pathfinder aircraft roared over Tokyo, dropping incendiary target indicators. The fires they started marked the aiming points for almost 300 B-29s. Coming in at just 5,000 feet, they dropped over 2,000 tons of incendiary bombs. The flimsy wooden houses stood no chance. Air was sucked in, creating towering firestorms which raced faster than people could run. The glow from the burning city could be seen over 150 miles away. When the all clear finally sounded the following morning, 16 square miles of Tokyo had been obliterated.